hear it.
Yeah, there's clapping. There's clapping. There's.
He's looking. Hi.
Hi. Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
And welcome to Live from Rabs, episode 63 from inside Rabs Country Lanes.
It is. We're right in there. We're right.
Yes, we are really alone today.
We are.
It's super quiet.
Yeah, and we got used to a little bit of noise this week.
Yes,
we got used
to
a
lot of noise
and the smell of pizza. You know, the smell of pizza and food being cooked. So we had a particularly nice week this week.
We did.
Well, it was nice because it got us eased back into having people around, a few. But now today it's me and you.
It's really, and I was, hi, Ken. Hi, everybody. Ken kind of started off, was one of them that started off the extra people in the building this week.
Yes, he was. He brought us sake.
He brought us sake. Yeah, I mean, we just had, this is so weird, man. This really is. And it's been nice because I was here by myself for a little while.
Yeah, me too.
I came in right after you guys. You guys were busy inside.
Yeah.
And you know, and it is nice. It's nicer.
It did turn out to be. It's not super warm, but the sun is out, and we'll take it.
Yeah, better than I had expected, actually. Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I said it yesterday. I never pray for beautiful weather like this because now we want people to come and bowl. But now I want to be selfish because we go home and then go enjoy it.
Tell your dad to put a little hold on the rain dance for now.
Yeah, we don't need the rain. Save the rain dances for a time where...
Yes, where we need it.
Where we're going to need people to be coming in this building because it's going to be...
And it's coming.
A little while.
It's coming, people. It's coming.
Before we know it. Naz, before we know it. Hey, Naz. So, crazy.
Go ahead. What do you got, Frank?
Breaking news.
Ooh. We got to have a little, like a little graphic, like the fancy newscast.
Yeah. Oh, and there's little music there. So breaking news. So, I don't know if people realize when they watch this, they hear things for the first time.
They don't realize we are newsmakers here.
We are, and many times it happens where you and I break the news, and in this case, you had broken news about John Krasinski's Some Good News.
Oh, my
and his
favorite.
Show. Have you seen anything in the last couple days?
About his show? No. I know he stopped doing it.
Naz.
No, something's going on.
You broke the news here that his show was on and watch it, and I have to say, I laugh hysterical. He's only done 8 episodes.
Yes.
20 to 30 minutes.
Very funny.
And now,
all good news.
Good news, he got picked up. The show got picked up.
How could it not get picked up?
In a bidding war and was bought by Viacom CBS.
First of all, it's John Krasinski. He is, I heard him.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's talented. He's just got that,
But here's the thing, Naz. There's more?
There's more. Okay, come on. Let's go.
So,
spill it.
A bidding war for him, and he gets picked up, and his fans are not happy about it. So if you go back into the space, and you'll see his fans are like, "You sold out. What are you crazy?" And the guy, he legitimately was trying to make people laugh,
he really
entertain, and do his thing. And I think it's great, and I like him. Yeah. He could have a talk show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in the TV era now.
Right.
It costs so much less to produce
now
talk show.
Correct.
And even a game show. When my brother was at One Life to Live and he saw the writing on the wall and kind of the end, he says it costs this much to produce a soap opera and this much to produce talk and game show.
Really?
Yeah, but think about it. No
salaries,
talent, very little. Right.
But,
and not you're spending less in those areas. So, and then the prizes, insurance, there's a lot that goes with it, and sponsors. So, anyway, that's that. You know what that means? That means there's hope for us.
For a couple of hacks. There's hope for maybe if we rename our show A Couple of Hacks or 2 Hacks.
Yeah, it could. So there's hope, and even more breaking news. So there's hope for us. John Krasinski got millions and millions of views in just 8 episodes. It's taken us 63 episodes to hit the 100,000.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Not bad.
So
for a couple of hacks.
So
look at this. How weird is this? That we are talking about John Krasinski, and this is the 3rd time he's fallen over. And I've sat him back up again over here.
Maybe there's something in there. maybe there's something.
I'm
to
going
it.
to put something behind him now.
My friend Orly Weissman had messaged me yesterday, and we were talking about what we're doing and some other things, and she had asked me if I've seen John's stuff, and I said, yeah, absolutely. So she's the one that kind of told me, and then I went back, and then she says, you guys can go syndicated too. I said, yeah, well, that's why I say there's always hope. But it took us, again, 63 episodes to get over 100,000 views, and which I think is awesome. So thank you.
That's great. Thank you,
watching
people.
us.
Thank you, and sharing, because that is pretty. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Who knew? 60 something days ago when we said, maybe
Why don't we?
Yeah.
But Frank, just think about the people we've had on here.
Oh, I start with episode 1.
Bill O'Neill, Norm Duke, Chris and Linda Barnes,
Jason Belmonte,
Jason Belmonte,
the borough president,
I mean, the list goes on and on
forever. Pam Silvestri, every week.
Pam is she's our resident. I consider her part of our team.
She is.
And Joe Calandrillo,
star.
We brought in the talent.
We
broke the bank on that one.
We did. We really did. We broke the bank. And if anybody's interested in being a part of the production team, by all means, it pays nothing, but lots of reward. Because we just, 100,000 views. I think it is cool.
Yeah.
And I said to Naz yesterday or the day before, I said, we're hitting this mark. And what's been really cool, and I've noticed in the trend in the last couple of days, more over the last week, people going back to watch older episodes. So we've been reminding you, if you haven't seen, or maybe you're just starting to catch us.
Maybe you just caught on to us.
Lots of talent, great friends.
Bowlers, Hall of Famers, Bob Learn, Amleto Monticelli. I mean, they've all been here with us. We celebrated Bob's birthday.
We did. We absolutely did.
We probably were the first ones to say happy birthday to him on that day.
Well, it was on his birthday. I mean, his wife, I would imagine he rolled over and, there was a happy birthday there.
Well, you would hope. Anyway.
Yeah. So thanks for being a part of, this is history in the making.
It's craziness.
Day 69 of the quarantine, episode 63. If we didn't take a few days off, we would be over episode
a little
65. We'd be like further in there, but that's all right. It's all right. We need time off.
We took 2 days off. Tomorrow's going to be our third day in 2 months, over 2 months. That's not bad.
We did. We figured we'd get to 30, 40, maybe. Here we are, 63 episodes later.
And still going.
And we're still talking about nothing. You're still listening. We've got some fantastic guests. And it's been fun. This has been a fun ride. I almost don't. You know what? I want this to end because it means.
But there's a little part that enjoys it.
This has been fun. I'm not. I've said this. I'm not a FaceTime camera person.
Right, me neither.
I want to talk to you.
Right.
So, I
think we learned something about each other and our friends, and
we certainly have
from this.
And so we thank you and for indulging us and welcome. You are now officially welcomed into the office, which is where this takes place. On a daily basis. So we're going to continue on a daily basis until further notice,
as Joe likes to say.
Stephanie enjoys the show. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie. We enjoy being
Stephanie
here.
with an F. I see that more often these days. I've never really noticed that.
That might be the newfangled Stephanie.
Yeah, it's newfangled. And Kenny's calling us workaholics.
Oh.
I mean, this really isn't work. I mean, there is a lot of work in the background that happens to basically ask someone, but we don't really ask people to come on the show. We tell them. And then in some cases we ask.
Right.
And then here we are, the best hosts in the internet. So good old Ronnie was with us yesterday. Thanks, Ron. So Nez, what did you wind up doing last night? What was on the dinner table? Because Joe's talked so much yesterday, we missed a couple beats.
Yesterday,
was Saturday.
Some days go so quickly, and then there are some days when I think back to the day before, it seems like so long ago. I actually have gotten 2 nights of pretty good sleep. So I'm like, I feel revigorated. No, yesterday I did because we like to do the salads. Ray likes a nice big salad, so we did some salad with rotisserie chicken, which was delicious, and we had a little bit of leftovers floating around. But that's pretty much what we had.
I never thought I've eaten so many leftovers, because every week is one day kind of dedicated to leftovers, so that you get purged.
You get rid. You empty out the fridge.
It's like when you make a nice meal and you want to have it again, you always put it there and I'll have it, and then sometimes you never get to it. And it's just this. I have to say we've been getting to it. So
yeah,
once a week. That's
so. What did you guys have? Was last night your?
Last night was not.
What'd you have last night? What did you do?
Oh, Anthony have found a new recipe for. It was like a lemon pasta, shrimp pasta. It was delicious. But like I'm telling you, lemon like flew off the plate. It was
a
really
lot.
good.
It's really strong.
He was his Energiata de Laurentiis.
Forward. It was very forward lemon.
Forward
as they
lemon.
like to say.
Yes, forward lemon. Yes, he zested a couple lemon. It was really good. Spinach and shrimp. Nice salad.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I have some shrimp. I may have to whip. I've been thinking of what I wanted to do with it. I made scampi. I've done like a little pasta thing with it. But yeah, I was looking to do something different. That sounds good. I might have to try that.
So, Angelo's telling us that Angelo was in and out the other day, and he was talking about how he was barbecuing, so he missed the show, so he had to come back. Now he's telling me they had Chinese food for the first time in 3 months. Egg foo young and Mongolian beef. I'm telling you, the first time I had that Chinese food, I was so excited just to have Chinese food. And so far I've had it twice, but I was I was much more excited when I had the sushi. Like that was like,
because you're a big sushi fan.
And as far as, again, we're always asked, hey, when do we think we can open again? And I mean, we're on in the governor's phase 4 plan.
But you know what? Things seem to be scuttling forward a little bit faster, maybe than maybe planned.
He made, like I said yesterday, he made sure to tell people, hey, we could forge forward quicker.
Yeah, I'm hopeful.
I'm very hopeful. I think it's not the full 8 weeks of after phase 1. I do believe that it'll ramp up. So we're hoping, we were hoping by August 1. Initially July 1, then it became August 1 or last week of July. Right. So it's looking more like mid-July maybe, fingers crossed. And we'll be ready to rock and roll. So bowling centers around the country are opening. Some of them are fighting in some cases because to get open, we could argue many things about our business because it's so big. We could have so many people separated, and
we have an opportunity to spread people out a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's one of these arguments that we have in my household a little bit. And only because I'm just a realist when it comes to this. And so one of the things, hair salons should be open and they are in phase 1. Hair salons and barbershops are in phase 1. But to put them open ahead of time, which the challenge has become, many businesses have started finding ways to skirt the laws.
Skirt the rules, right.
So now it's forcing them to do things that they shouldn't have to do. So, but I can argue you can't say it's okay for one and not the other. So like a hair salon that's very big, okay, but a very small barbershop or a salon,
right? What
do you do with people? And again, that's where,
how is that fair? Right.
And I think that's what that has to be.
Yeah, but I think if you look at the overall picture of what you're doing is limiting their occupancy. In other words, so would it be a percentage of your occupancy? So obviously a bigger place is going to be able to accommodate more people. But I think that's been part of the argument from small businesses from the beginning.
Yes,
like you're allowing Target to stay open, which has can fit how many people in there, but meanwhile I can't have my little shop open where I might have 2 or 3 people
because they're essential. And I get it, but at the same time,
it's a mix
arguing of the going to a polling site and absentee voting. Don't get me wrong, even the business owner, you're going to have to make a choice. If you have the right to get an absentee ballot, in this case, let's say just say the election day comes, you have the right today to go apply through. If you're not comfortable,
we got ours in the mail.
So go ahead, go do it. But if you're going to go to the supermarket and you're going to go here and you're going there, then you should be able to go in the proper fashion. Stay away. No different than any of these businesses. And I think some barbershops or hair salons, even bowling centers, if you're at a shortened capacity, you're going to make the decision. You know what? I'm not opening.
Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe, or maybe because it's like everything else. There's a number that the overhead is now. Once we open, that overhead is going to go up, just like my store, just like any other store.
Payroll alone,
right?
And of course your utilities. So now we haven't used much power here. So I'm loving the fact that our electric bill has been low.
Right.
But again, that's relative to the business. So to your point, so your expenses almost go back to full. Your expenses go back to full capacity.
Right.
But you can't have.
But you don't have the potential to fill the building with that many people.
Right. To build that revenue.
Listen, there's tough decisions here. And you know what? Probably Mike will be able to maybe speak a little bit on that, on what they're going
in Vegas, you're starting to see. You know what? I wish I was going to pull the photo and I couldn't find it when I was looking for it. There was a photo of a craps table with all this glass that was built up around. And I'm like, it looked fake. But these are things that people are going to be considering to reopen. Yeah. I do see more businesses in New York City because we're getting pushed back. It'll be a little bit easier for us to open up.
Right.
But again, you're still going to have to make a choice. Am I going to open now?
Right.
Should I even be opening? And that did happen in Georgia. Some of those bowling centers said, we're not ready yet.
Yeah.
We're not opening. And then finally they have, or even the movie theaters in Texas said, we're out.
Right.
And they were
Texas
waiting.
Is still, they're still, their cases are still going up, which is really, I really don't understand. I really don't understand why they're pushing to open when they're really becoming almost like a hotspot in the United States. So I don't know.
So Inez, we invited a special guest today.
He is super special.
Yes, he is. And we've been trying to find an opportune time to bring him in. He was having some technical difficulties. So let's see. Hey, Mike, welcome to the party.
What?
Hey, I'm trying to get on.
Why can't we see him in the window?
I don't know.
All right, we're figuring out on our part too.
It looks like he froze again.
Anyway, so we're looking forward to.
He froze, and then
we're looking forward to having Mike Pellegrino come in and talk to us a little bit about the old days, a little bit.
Yeah, and
the good old days.
And then, of course, talk about
what's happening with him now
in Las Vegas.
Yeah, so talk about where he is now, where he works now.
Oh, this magnificent facility off the beaten path in Las Vegas, the Red Rock, and that's where he is.
Yeah,
Red Rock.
Yeah,
and we talked about when Wendy was on the show. We were talking a little bit about Vegas facilities and bowling, and I'm gonna bring Mike in. Hey, Mike,
how are you?
I'm good. I'm not sure, but we could hear you, and the camera was going in and out. So we're gonna run with it.
Yeah, try to get that camera up.
Hey, how are you? First of all,
hey, how are you?
We're doing all right. How are you guys?
First of all, I'd like to thank you for last week. I sent the checks in the mail for all those kind words you said to me. You should have them any day now.
Oh, Mike, we miss you. We miss you here.
Yeah, miss you too. How's Ray doing?
He's good. He's floating. He's right here behind me.
Oh, okay.
So
he's having difficulties with the pitch. Hey, Ray.
Hey, Michael. How are you, my man?
Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to be seen, Mike.
Hey, so, Mike, how are you holding up in Vegas? Everybody well? How's been? I know you started to go back to work, right? So
yeah, we started working the staff part of the staff. We're getting ready to open up the casino. Bowling's going to be the fourth phase. Unfortunately, they put us with brothels and strip clubs. Believe it or not, it's crazy. In the same category. So my wife lets me go once a month. I've been saving my allowance, you know.
Once a month.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go. You know.
I can't.
Hi, Allie. How are you?
I'm great. Yourselves? Everybody good?
Okay.
We're all
Very
good.
very
Maybe
good.
in the kitchen now. Hope it works.
Oh.
Keep going out. I'm
Just
sorry
that-
about the connection. I don't know why.
That's all right. Hey, so that's funny that, and I guess it's the business of Las Vegas and Nevada. There are so many different types of businesses, and to that point, that trade, that specific trade. So, how do you get? I guess entertainment is how you get lumped up all in that.
I guess
in the same category.
I guess it's some form of entertainment.
The casino's going to be set up crazy. It's going to be if you have a 5-bank machine, there's going to be a chair in every other machine.
Wow.
And a bank of 4, you got each end are going to have a chair.
So are they gonna? They're not gonna remove the machines. They're just gonna take chairs out.
My chairs out, right? So you can be separated with that 6-foot rule and all that good stuff.
Are they gonna have extra staff to kind of police?
Yeah, we're gonna need it because every time somebody gets up, they got to clean. We're constantly cleaning and making sure the place is safe to be in.
And what if somebody's favorite machine doesn't have a chair? You're gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah, they're gonna have to there's gonna be a lot getting used to eventually.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of my concerns. If I can't go play my machine, whoa,
right.
Lady, you get up and kick her. I'll pay you. Get up and get out of the way.
Yeah.
That's certainly interesting. And so far the facility. So as a whole. The casino. Did I catch that? The bowling center is at a different timeline than the casino.
Yeah.
Yes, the bowling center will be last to open. We're hoping for a June 4th casino opening. That's just don't quote me on that. That's what they're hoping for.
Yeah, that's right.
100%, but that's what they're hoping for.
Wow. So you have some friends here, and Kevin Rourke is asking how Lefty Slots is doing this year, and he's
still
certainly
spinning. It's still spinning.
and
it's like we used to say with my son. He had more revolutions going up the ball return.
I have to say, when it came to your kids and all of the kids, you had some of the best lines. Nobody has matched since you left.
Thank you.
Nobody.
Still does. It doesn't change.
Mike,
I still abuse them. I'm sorry.
So the later it got, like 2 o'clock in the morning, you got a lot better. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you got a lot better.
I was feeling no pain then.
And so last Saturday we had our mutual friend Wendy McPherson on.
Yes.
And you said you sent the checks for all the nice things we said.
I hope you sent her a big one.
Wendy's always teasing me. We're really close. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of great times.
And she's watching, so be careful what you say there, Mike.
No, I'm behaving because she'll get me late if I don't.
It looks like Rudy Revs has popped on too here. I'm going to tell him if he wants to. If anybody's got any questions.
Oh, they certainly
Rudy
can.
Revs, brother.
Rudy, my man.
Hey,
my man.
Hey, Mike, how long are you now out in Vegas?
Since 98.
Wow.
1998.
Wow.
And I know you like to come and visit, but you don't want to come and stay here anymore, do you?
No, we're busy. Because my boys are still at home. My son Larry, my son Mikey, they're still in New York. Paul and Maddie are out here in Vegas. So, and my son-in-law Joey hooked me up to this gizmo just now.
he got you halfway there. So
Right.
That's
the important thing.
You know, Mike, every time I go to Vegas, I feel like I want to stay there too until after a couple of days I got nothing left. I gotta go home.
Thank you for coming. See you next season.
Yeah. And the great part, we love coming there. And then, of course, you always make a point to come and see us, especially for bowling, as Pops in the Bowling Center. And I'm sure it's like when the championships are in town, it's got to be old home. It's got to be, I can't say old home week. It's old home 3 months that you get
it's
to.
like a family reunion. It's the same people you don't see all the time. It feels really great.
Right.
Yeah, and especially that Red Rock's a little further out, so I don't know how many folks go and make the trip. So you come and make the trip, which is awesome.
Yeah, some like to see the ambiance of the place because we have the VIP suites and all. That's really beautiful place.
Mike, just talking to you now, I'm going to go book a flight as soon as we're done.
You're right out, no problem.
All right.
I'll pick you up and greet you with open arms.
No hugging and no touching. All right.
No touching, no. Do elbows.
So how is it in Vegas right now? Is it do they have are there a lot of people wearing masks or social distancing, or are they a little bit more removed from that?
The bunch of the people wear masks. When you go into the supermarkets, everybody's still on top of each other. Even they're not really doing those rules. But
Right.
when you're certain areas, you got to stay away. You know, you got to hold your 6 foot distance. They got little paddings on the floor to step on, to
Right.
be 6 feet apart. You know, and that's what they do. But the supermarkets, Costco, Walmart's, the Sam's Club, they're all packed, regardless. But our shopping supermarkets, when you go, they got the hours one way. They want you to go up one way and come back another way on a different.
In the aisle.
A lot of people don't really obey it though, like they should.
Right.
You know,
It's because they're all New Yorkers.
they're all New Yorkers, pretty much. They say, I'm doing what I want, you know.
So hey, we want to take a trip down memory lane. So rewind. Hey, you got to rewind a while and bringing yourself back to Staten Island bowling days and running bowling centers.
Yeah.
And we know you have lots and lots of stories that you get to share, and some that you probably shouldn't share in this.
Well, just it had to happen before midnight, and then good. Good.
What are some of your favorite memories of being in these bowling centers, especially here on Staten Island, where you were, from what I hear,
You were the king, Michael. You were the king.
Thanks, I appreciate it. My best times with the kids, taking them to the bowling tournaments and everything. We used to have a lot of tournaments there at Country Lanes. We loved it all the time, And we went up and down the seaboard, the JBT tour.
Yep.
And we covered New Jersey, New York, Maryland, Delaware. We were all over the place.
So how about that time when you had a bunch of kids in the car and you got pulled over, Mike? Why don't you tell that story?
I said I wasn't speeding. They're all hanging out the windows. They're singing and carrying on and everything. And I got pulled over, got a ticket, obviously. Then I ended up slowing down after that.
Wait, so the kids weren't the problem. It was the fact that you were speeding.
Yeah, right. But the best part, one day Mikey was bowling in a tournament. He needed a spear and he missed it. He took it out on everybody but himself. I picked up his bowling balls, threw him on Holland Boulevard in the garbage pail on the bus stop. I said, "Don't blame me for what you did."
Mike, I remember that. Thanks for the business, man. I appreciate it.
Then because I'm involved with Rhino, they always called Mikey Rhino Pellegrino instead of Mike, just to drive him nuts. It's crazy.
Oh gosh! And what about like some of the different kind of tournaments that we run, like when we did Big Bucks?
The best tournament that Ray and I created was the Big Bucks tournament. That was our best.
Yep.
We had the whole Eastern Seaboard all the way down to Maryland come up for that. Sold the place out. It was just amazing. It was big pot games. It was like a 6-game mini marathon, and each game was worth $1,000 and so forth, $1,500, $250, and so forth. We paid 6 spots.
Like that was the legit stuff. After the tournament was over and they went between themselves, there was a lot of money.
Action. We had a Wednesday night, the Marketeer League. I had to close the place, and then they would yell at each other for an hour and a half before they bowled the match. Where we
And who was outside throwing dice against the
craps? You can't throw the craps. You're gonna get me killed. Throw the craps, guys. They were in the corner playing dice. It was crazy.
Yep.
You had to get your fix in. You had to do something, right?
This was
every Wednesday was our action night. Yeah.
The country casino race said, yeah.
That was a country casino those days.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, the Big Bucks tournament comes up a lot in conversations, and so we keep coming back and forth, and we want to somehow revitalize it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting pushed back. I mean, we were pushing forward until all this shit happened.
Yeah.
But talk about that. So because it was so unique, and people did travel, but there's more to than what you just said there, right? The amount of people, the amount of entries over a period of how many years did you guys run that?
Oh, years.
We ran that a few years, right?
48 lanes.
Yeah, and I think the attraction was that it really gives so many people a chance to win money because even though maybe it was 8 games, like there was a payout.
Yep.
There was like a four spot payout like every game.
Yep.
And then you could win a game, and then you could win a 2-game block, or you could win a 4-game block. So, you know, there was a lot of variables.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah, and a lot of people were able to win money. And if you did well and you bowled well, you could win a lot of money. So yeah, that was a great.
The opportunities within, right? So there's so many. That's to your point. You built.
Yeah, we built everything right into the tournament. So
that's awesome.
You know what? I think
gradual fun tournament we had was the Valentine's mixed doubles.
Oh yeah,
still do it.
We packed the house. The lady got a big, gigantic box of candy, and then obviously paid the cash out. It was really cool.
Yeah,
we still run that. Naz still runs that event, and it's one of the. It's still one of the most successful tournaments that we run. And so to think that goes back to how what year did you guys start that?
Well, for a while. I don't even know what year. I couldn't even guess.
When we did what?
The Valentine's.
Back in the 80s.
Yeah. Early 80s.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got results that go back to the 90s. Every time we dig and open up files, we find something else. You find some more.
There you go.
So so not only were you here at Rabs at Country Lanes when it was Country Lanes, you were also at Colonial, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we did Colonial in the 90s. We took it over. I partnered with Guido. I had 25% of that business. 87, I opened up Showplace. I had Mark Broughton, Johnny Petraglia, and OJ when he was a good guy do the grand opening. So that was fun too,
Well, he's still a good guy in his own words.
Yeah. In his mind, he is.
Mike, I got to tell you, just this conversation alone, I miss you, my man. I miss you.
I miss you too, man. It's been great.
We used to do this till 2 o'clock in the morning, man.
Oh yeah, we used to carry on, just make fun of each other, and all that was it.
I mean, you still do that when you see each
other.
Listen,
you had the advantage there. Don't lie about that. You had the advantage.
No, I hold a fifth. I drink a fifth too.
Well, so what was the timeline with Colonial? Because then you said you were at Colonial, then to Showplace.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the 90.
I think it was 90 to 94, something like that.
Yep. Yeah, around there.
And you think about what that was, right? The 64-lane bowling center that was ahead of its time in that era, right? The modern day bowling center.
Yeah.
Talk about that experience, because that's a different experience than coming and going to a traditional bowling center.
Right.
And then, of course, you take that and look at where you are today. I mean, you can look at the centers and kind of model them against each other.
Yeah. That was amazing. We had a restaurant there, movie theater. You had everything to do at one place. You didn't have to, decide, let's go here first, then go down the street later. You were right there. You could do everything at once. Have a nice dinner, bowl, and go to a movie. You had your choices. If not, do all three.
It must have been kind of different coming from Colonial, which, like you said, was a more traditional bowling center. Yeah. And when they opened up Showplace, I mean, they had that beautiful seating, they had chandeliers.
Yeah,
it was really, that was a different animal when they opened up.
Yeah, it's all different. It was a future in advance. Yep. And we had tournaments there too all the time.
Yeah.
Brad Edelman, he had the kegels there. Norm was alive. The kegels were all over New Jersey. Came to our place. They were waiting out the door to get in. It was so packed.
Yep.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Again, Brad's name keeps popping up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have him on. I think
we're gonna have to
a long time with Brad. Always had my guys bowl the high rollers all the time.
Mike, back in those days, we always knew about 2 o'clock in the morning. We saw 2 o'clock in the morning on the phone on the clock a lot.
Yeah,
never went home.
No.
What would you say was your favorite event that you started and ran in your career in those bowling centers?
Well, it has to be the big bucks.
I won one of those.
At Showplace, we ran just regular marathons. It was 8-game marathons, and just played. We had adult child tournaments were big too.
All right, so Kevin's asking, what about Double Mania? I don't know what that is. Double Mania? What are they saying, Kevin?
Doubles tournament.
I don't know. Kevin just wrote, how about Double Mania? If you guys are, if it's not ringing a bell, Kevin, you're gonna have to help us here because you're the young guy.
He's requesting it that we do it. Never mind, it was done.
Yeah, we should do it. But I was involved with the wrestlers a little bit too, and I ran in a jowl tournament. And Lonnie Poffo, who lived on Staten Island at the time with Macho Man, he did a poem book. So every child got a poem book after the tournament.
You know what? That was during my junior league, and I still have pictures of Lonnie Poffo when he came here. The kids thought they were meeting the biggest celebrity ever. It was
it was amazing. That was a good day.
So then he was president.
Yeah,
Michael,
it's in the office somewhere at some point. And
dude, I miss you.
I miss you too, man.
Man, I really do.
We got to have a family reunion again.
Oh my God, 2 o'clock in the morning here.
We're coming to Vegas as soon as we can. I mean, that's something.
That's on my list.
All right, Mike, we're on our way.
Hey, Mike, who was the bowler that that just, no matter what you did, you couldn't shake them. You just always in your way, so to speak. But the guy you had to kick out multiple times, or that drove you absolutely bananas, but had to have him around, but you always had to get rid of him.
Oh, God, I can't remember. I can't remember that guy.
Well, you don't want to talk about it?
You might not want to talk about it.
Right?
Yeah, everything's all right.
Good.
He's just going to get me some more.
Ray's running an errand.
He's running an errand. So thinking back, are you happy you went to Vegas, or is there part of you wish that you were still here?
I got mixed emotions, and I miss New York, because that's where I'm originated,
Right.
But it was nice making the move to Vegas at the time because of all the tournaments.
Right.
We were going there anyway. Then I got Maddie into it. My youngest daughter. She bowled in for high school. They went undefeated 2 years, so that was a big deal.
Right.
Yeah, and all that. As a matter of fact, my stepson Larry, he went to being a tennis player, and he was Susan Wagner. He was #1 for Susan Wagner for 2 years, but he liked the bowl, but not like the others. But Maddie, what happened was she was going to tournaments and being close to making the cuts, and once again mentioning Wendy, she introduced me to her coach, Mr. Sam Baca.
Oh yeah, Sam.
I hired him for a weekend. And he poured all his knowledge into her, and I said, "Wow, she's gonna finally make the cut." And lo and behold, she wins the whole thing. It was crazy. The whole JBT, she won the whole thing. So it was just amazing. With a little help she needed, and she got in. And Paula won in Delaware. Mikey's won 11 titles all over the place.
Huh.
There's 300s and all that,
Those were the days.
I got just listening to you talking to you now. I'm booking a flight. I'm leaving.
All right. Good. I was every weekend though, taking those kids out. Me. Mike Kubasak, rest in peace. He took a bunch of kids out.
Yeah.
And we all gathered and met different people every week. Learned how to bowl in different conditions. That was huge.
Mike, you took my son Ray a lot.
Yeah.
He was in your car a lot.
Ray Jr. definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, taking the kids out. We talked about this last week. That's not just taking the kids to go bowl, right? There's a
whole
lot to that
process.
And so between the few parents, yourself, you talk about Kubasak, you guys literally took the kids under your wings and grabbed them and went because you wanted to afford them those opportunities.
Yeah.
And how far did you travel every weekend?
We went as far as Delaware. Depends where the stops were. Most of them would do Jersey because that was the easiest to get to. But we went to Connecticut, New Jersey, New York. So we really had a good time.
Think about those car rides. Those car ride home.
Yeah.
Those car rides coming home. Somebody won. Somebody
and a bunch
beat
of kids
someone,
didn't.
or failed miserably and they were not happy.
It wasn't fun. It was fun going, coming home, though. Boy, you had to pray.
Besides
Say
getting
what you said in the car.
besides getting pulled over, is there another memorable car ride with those kids that you've got?
I do have one funny one. We had a toll booth at the New Jersey Turnpike. I had Frankie Mazzella in the car with me. And we went to go check something out before we got to the toll booth. Next thing you know, I thought he's in the car, and he wasn't. I took off.
Yeah, Liz is laughing. She remembers that one.
We backed up. We got him. We picked him up. So it was really cool. It's funny.
You know, Mike, I think the best part about that is, and not that, you know, it was great that they got the experience of bowling under different conditions and to learn what that competitiveness was like. But just, you know, so many different kids really kind of bonding together and being together and learning to, you know, learning to root for each other and be happy for whoever did well. I mean, it wasn't every week because, you know, some kids rooted a little bit easier than others. But I think that was a great memory for them too. And I know for us parents, my kids, they talk about it all the time. There is story after story.
We learned some new music every week in the car. The radios. They also had another experience. I took them all to Dick Richter's bowling camp in Cornell, and they had a good time there. What they didn't do there, I'd rather not discuss.
Spending money on the first night there.
Oh, there may have been some gambling going on at Dick
Must
Richter's.
speak English.
I mean, it's water under the bridge now. It happens so long ago.
Yeah, it's too funny.
That's an interesting experience. That was an interesting experience. I had done it later on, but that camp alone, and then of course the bowling center, and then dorming. Mike? Did you stay with the kids during all that time?
Yes.
Oh God,
Right up there.
Liz is saying she tortured your life.
We had a great time. It was fun.
Frankie, if you rented him a bus, he would have drove it. He would have took them all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, and then so later in life, you always seem to groom. I want to say kids. So you took your kids around, and I don't want to say you replaced your kids, but now
Right.
you kind of
different.
in a different role. Some bowlers looking to come through the ranks, needing a little help along the way. Talk about that experience for you, because you take pride in helping some of what's turned into some of our greatest athletes.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. I got to meet some great bowlers. I got to sponsor Rhino Page, Ronnie Russell, Josh Blanchard, John Nolan, Michael Hagen. I had them all. I won titles with them. And I got them the way they had to be with the ball companies. Once they saw how good they were, the ball companies picked them all up. And now I got this professional amateur. His name's Steve Smith. He's really amazing, from San Diego. And I deal with Eric Forkel. They're both on part-time basis, but I do deal with them. And it's great seeing them to advance themselves. But my goal was to get them to the ball companies, and I felt like I accomplished something,
Oh, that would be the moment, right? So the proud daddy moment would be, hey, turn them over, because now that they can make some money for themselves.
Yeah, thank you.
That's cool. So I remember Rhino's first title.
Yes.
Talk about that, because I think that's pretty cool. He's really come a long way.
Yeah, Rhino's is crazy. It was so exciting. It was in Connecticut, I believe. I think he won his first title in Connecticut. And I had my phone off, because I didn't want to go off, while they're bowling. I turned it on, and it must have been 150 texts. It was just went off like radar. It was just crazy. But it's such a family. We become a real family, Him, his mom and dad, great people. But it just felt like it was the world when he won that. It was like winning the world over.
It's cool. And listen, majors followed, and a career path, and the other guys that you sponsored. And I have to say, when when those guys get honored or recognized, when they become Hall of Famers, I mean, they always come back to their sponsors.
Yeah.
Tommy Jones was just inducted in the Hall of Fame, and that was who we latched to. He had this conversation, talked about that experience.
Yeah.
And that's so important for an athlete, especially these guys where it costs them a lot of money to get out there and do it.
Yeah.
So to have somebody to have their back, that takes special people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were nicknamed, like I said, they would tease my kids about Rhino. They would call them Rhino. They just drive them nuts. It's just like a family member. I say, he's my Rhino, mommy. Get everybody going crazy. But I do have another exciting thing to tell you.
Yeah.
I became a great grandfather.
Oh,
Congratulations.
My daughter Paula's daughter had a baby.
Daughter had a
She's
baby.
the oldest grandchild, 21. I do have eight grandchildren now and one great grandchild. Yeah, it's really nice.
Daughter had a baby.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
Mike, you're getting old, man.
My baby just graduated preschool. Jojo graduated preschool, and Amy's graduated first grade. They got bowling balls now. Got to get them out there soon.
As soon as they can, get them on the lanes, Mike.
Yeah.
Get them on the lanes.
Oh yeah.
You got to groom that next generation.
Yeah.
You know, Michael, what I always remember about you, always happy for somebody else's accomplishments. And I think that's why the kids kind of gravitated to you because, it didn't necessarily have to be about your kids, but if any one of them did good, you were just as happy. And that was a very special thing about you.
Yeah, I always rooted for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Well, it wasn't only that. If somebody had a problem, he'd make fun of it. You know what I'm saying? The guy was laughing. The guy's up like coming
around there, yeah.
The guy's laughing. So he was good like that. Very good.
So Ro Barishano's watching, and she just said the same thing Ray just said. She goes, Paula is a grandmother. I'm leaving with Ray.
You remember that, right?
Oh, man.
My son Larry's daughter also graduated. She's going into middle school, so they're growing. And my step granddaughter, she's in high school already. It is crazy. They're growing. These kids growing so fast.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Making magic out there in Vegas.
he's out in Vegas making magic. Some of them are here and some of them are there. So
Mike,
plenty of magic.
Having this conversation with you, I'm going to book my flight as soon as this is over. I'm going.
Hey, you can do that, man. I'll be waiting I'll pick you up at the airport. I told
I'm
you.
on my way, my man. I'm on my way.
Oh, Mike. Oh.
We'll both some people out. We'll both some action.
Oh, hey. Well, it doesn't take, I mean, out there, I'm sure you could, that'd be the first thing. That's easy to do there.
Yeah.
Listen, the guys got to be seniors, though. I can't do these kids no more. They kick my butt.
I say, I'm over here now. Oh.
You haven't picked up a ball in a while. Are you bowling?
No, I do it through other people's eyes. That's why I did the sponsoring. It was really. My ball goes backwards.
Oh, stop it. That's not true. I'm too funny. Hey, Mike, we really appreciate you jumping in and spending some time with us today.
I really appreciate it. I really thank you so much for this invite. It's very humble, very nice.
No,
we love having you. You're like family here.
Mike, you're this important. I'm going to book the flights.
I miss you guys, man. I miss you.
We miss you too. And before we know it, when we get to get to make that trip, we know we'll see you.
I can't wait to go.
It would have been I would have twice. We're supposed to be there for bowling, and so we'll get there, and we'll certainly see you soon. More importantly, you guys stay healthy and safe.
Mike, can't we do a high roller in the show place like over 60 or something like that?
Yeah,
I got that senior stuff. Like Wendy was saying, the military tournament is really big out here now.
Yeah.
Pack it in, it's really amazing. They do a great job with it.
Yeah, that event, I've seen photos and video of that event, and Wendy talks about it all the time, and it really is it's pretty incredible. So I'm looking forward to getting to Red Rock to bowl in the extravaganza.
We had to cancel this year, unfortunately, but we'll have it again next year.
Yeah, so next year I'll be there for that event. That's always a good one.
That's something to think about. Instead of bowling high scores, you got to stay under 100. Or one game you knock down the odd number of pins, the next game you knock down the even number of pins.
Mike, the only way you could do that, you got to put the bumpers down. You can't be throwing the ball in the cup. You have to.
Yeah, no,
I use the ramps too.
yeah, right. The ramp. Right
There
there.
you go.
Oh, too funny.
Pretty cool.
Hey, Mike, you're the best. And stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. All right.
You do the same to you. Thanks for this opportunity.
Bye, guys.
Appreciate it. See you later. Take care. Bye bye.
No,
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Hallie.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank God.
Take care.
Right. Take care.
Too bad we couldn't see him.
I know. We saw him in and out.
Yeah.
It was.
We'll have to do that again.
We'll have to make sure we get his video working. Maybe, or we'll just put a picture of him up there.
Yeah.
And then, I was too late.
That's a good idea. That's a good
His
idea.
attitude is like that all the time. You could be
Yeah.
worrying about God only knows what, and he had that attitude. It just
Yeah.
was great.
Road Peppy, trip down memory lane there.
Yeah.
Mike, Mississippi. And I have to say, we say it a lot, but when we go there, he always makes that. He always makes
Yeah,
the trip
yes.
to come and
yes.
see us and spend some time. And he doesn't even care about, but we're bowling. He's like, yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good. I'm good hanging out. Yep.
he's good people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
you want to talk to somebody skipping through life? That's him. I'm telling you, really.
Maddie said she'll make sure his computer is working. I don't know. For some reason, the camera
The
was
camera was going
flickering
in and out.
there. So
That's
rather
all right.
than
Yeah.
made that easy. So
We'll have him back.
It's not
We will
my
certainly have him
reflection.
No.
He mentioned we talked to Wendy about that military bowling championships, and it really is a fantastic event. And so, a Memorial Day weekend, and our old photos of the day are fit in the theme. So we do some. We do work with the Bowlers Veterans Link, and so I got 2 old photos in honor of one of our former junior bowlers, Colin Mason. We had sent over bowling lane kits overseas to his friends, and so these are
Oh, you have a
photos that they
picture
had
then?
shared then.
Oh, I remembered that.
So we were sending these on a regular basis, cool kits through the Bowlers Veterans Link, and just pretty cool stuff. We still send them out there. These photos are from 2007, as you can see, but pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Colin Mason, former junior bowler. These were sent to his guys. I don't remember specifically where. I want to say Afghanistan, but I don't want to be wrong there either.
Yeah,
So
right.
I have it in my notes somewhere. They're cool photos. I mean, and the photos that you see, the Bowlers to Veterans Link shares this stuff often because it gives them. It's a great activity for them to have something to do while they're deployed. And so these bowling lane kits, very similar to the kits that we use
In school kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In school bowling and bowling pins and balls, and we ship them out there. So those are the old photos of the day at 25th anniversary days. 25
Crazy.
years. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yes.
Hey, Naz, how about this is the meme of the day. This is your pilot speaking.
Working from home today.
That's the only person we really don't want working from home.
Really. You really don't.
Although they rely on the GPS.
Yeah, but still, I want a person up there.
This is your
know.
captain speaking.
Just like Mike was going in and out, in and out. I want an actual person there because you never know what's going to happen with computers.
Ray went on a mission.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He had another mission.
Yeah. I need water. So giving you some- yeah.
Oh, well, he brought you my cup. So we launched Rab's Got Talent, and we want you to share your talent with us. Yeah, through the end of the month, visit bowlatrabs.com/talent. We want to showcase your talent and crown a winner, which you'll vote on.
Yeah.
We extended the deadline so we can get your videos properly.
And listen, it could be kids too. If you have
Yeah.
I know we have to have junior bowlers who are in dance or gymnastics or send your video in. Come on. Sizable trophy here. We're talking.
Sizable trophy.
Plus Rebs Country Lanes fame.
Yes.
And who knows where that's going to take you.
You never know. I mean,
You're
ratings
never,
bonanza here.
ever know.
That's so true. So true. I mean, we're over 100,000 views. We got people tuning in every day. Naz, you just don't know. And when you have a day like this, Mike Pellegrino Sr. from Las Vegas popped in. We're getting ready to have dinner, and he's just having lunch
Yeah.
or breakfast, for that matter.
Yep.
Hey, and then if you didn't know, and you're just joining us, we host bingo night. So next Friday night, It's bingo night with this North Shore Rotary Club.
Loads of fun.
Yeah, sinorthshorerotary.org/bingo, and you can join in on the fun.
From anywhere. You can do it from anywhere.
We'll give away some great prizes.
Yeah.
Naz is probably the best. I think I'll make a video of Naz being the spokesperson for the event. She won a lot of money last week.
I got lucky.
You did get lucky.
Never happens.
We give away local restaurant gift cards and scratch-offs and cash and all sorts of prizes.
Yeah,
So come and join us while also supporting the community around us.
Yeah.
And, tomorrow's Memorial Day, right? And we certainly want to take the time to reflect and remember what Memorial Day truly means. It's kind of been the theme of the weekend.
And last night I made a point to watch my annual Taking Chance movie, and I mentioned it yesterday. It's a great movie on HBO. And also, if you tuned in yesterday, you saw that Joe Cal mentioned a video of his dad who was interviewed for a show that they were making about the Holocaust. Yes. And I watched it last night, and I'm speaking very slowly because it was heartbreaking. I mean, his father was as open and emotional as you could imagine. And I highly recommend, if you get a chance, you can just go to YouTube, and it's Nightmare's End, Mike Calandrillo. You type that into the search bar. And he is, you have to watch it. Whatever words I'm saying are not doing justice, watch it. It will definitely make you truly appreciate the sacrifice that these men and women made for our freedom. So,
and Joe, I didn't get to watch it, and I'm going to watch it later tonight. And Nazareth, Joe maybe downplayed it a little bit.
He downplayed it a little bit. It was
it's his story. It was his story to tell, and he finally got to tell it. So,
and he, Joe even said that he his father didn't talk about it a lot. It was obviously a traumatic experience that he went through. And, you don't want to dredge that stuff up and relive it. But for this, he did. And it was amazing. It was amazing for him to share that part of his story. And if you get a chance, actually, what I want to do is go back and watch the entire
series.
Yes. And
how many pieces of that story are there?
Joe said that they interviewed soldiers from different, like Germany, Russia.
The whole piece was about 2 hours.
He said it was about.
But they broke it down to what? How many minutes is the?
The part I watched with his father was maybe 12 minutes, maybe.
All right, so there's probably 10.
Yeah, probably
plus.
each. Yeah. So, but it was moving. Yeah, so I had a very emotional night last night.
Well, I'm glad your total emotion didn't carry throughout the whole show.
Yeah, that's good.
Because
Pellegrino was here, so he could cheer up anything.
He certainly could.
Who can turn the world on with a smile? He's like Mary Tyler Moore.
Turn the world on with a smile. You're gonna sing it now.
We've called him a lot of names. Mary Tyler was
That's not one of them.
Yeah, you're right. Mary Tyler was definitely not one of them. Mikey P, if you're still watching, Joey G wants you to give him a call. Thank you, Steve, for the kind words.
Yes.
Doing a great job. Of course, you have many viewers. Keep it up. We're having some. We're just trying to have some fun while we're
try to keep our sanity a little bit.
Well, as you can see, that's not always
working out.
That's not always the case, and that doesn't always work. Oh, hey.
Anyway,
a couple of happy birthday shout outs. Happy birthday. Today, May 24th, Mickey Endress, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mickey.
Bobby Fischetti, happy birthday.
Oh, it's a lot.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah. Christine Mester, apparently I learned that it was his birthday. Brian shared with that today. So happy birthday. And I missed happy birthday, Corey Grusky. I know Corey watches, and so Corey has been in the studio audience. I missed his birthday yesterday. I texted him, but we didn't share it. So happy birthday.
He has visited, yes.
Corey. It's a week of the May birthdays.
Yeah, my brother is actually next week.
Oh.
Al. Big Al.
Good old Big Al.
Big Al's birthday is
What if we had Big Al on the show?
I think there might be a beer in my future.
There will be no ability for him to work any kind of technology.
Yeah. John, I get that. Frankie, you're not old enough to remember Mary Tyler Moore. You know, when
you see
people say stuff like, I don't live in a box. Like, young people don't live in bubbles. Like, we know because now, television and movies and
because now you can see a full.
I didn't watch it. Couldn't watch it live. I will tell you. So I'm an old soul, as you know.
Yes.
Growing up with an older dad, older music. I mean, I was around all that. So even TV, we watched everything.
Right.
So yeah, old enough to watch it as live, but that's such a silly. People say that a lot. I think it's a silly thing. Sorry, John. I love you.
Yeah, you are.
But people don't live in bubbles. I mean, they know who these people are.
You probably catch it on Cozy TV, where they show all the old people shows. Cozy TV.
It used to be Nick at Night. I used to watch Nick at Night every night. Like watch all the.
Some of the older shows were really good. I mean, they'll be very difficult to recreate.
Sitcom TV is not nearly this. Like, there's no such thing as. There is, but it's not the same.
Because look at what cable TV or now streaming services has done to network TV. Oh, yeah. It's definitely changed it. I mean, if you look at network TV, it's talk shows and game shows, all things that, and there are some, obviously they have each network probably has a core.
And they're all the same nights.
3 or 4, right.
Thursday night, every show.
Every show.
Sunday nights. But, you've gotten like sitcoms, like if you went Sunday nights, where you had certain shows.
Right.
Now Sundays become drama night. Thursday night's kind of a mix. Right. And then the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you've got a lot of those some of those sitcoms, but they're just. Right. It's really different. Not the same. The comedy is not the same. I mean, and it's also timely, right? It's also timing. They also push if you go back, I think they push the envelope more on regular TV with certain things as they got. And then all of a sudden we started filtering more.
Right.
And then it took cable TV to
kind of push that forward.
So here we are now. And I think everybody tries to push the envelope as far as they can.
Right. Well, listen, I want a perfect example. Like when I was a kid, I mean, it was the Carol Burnett show, Tim Conway show. So there were true variety shows.
We don't have variety.
Where those are non-existent anymore. It's just, it's just not, I guess, not appealing to people. It's not, I don't know. It's changed.
But there's, in my house, this is another argument that we have, but and we argue the same point.
Right.
Variety TV, and they've tried it, but they don't succeed. It's not the same. Like if they recreated some of those old variety TV shows, I think some of them would do really well. I mean, you have to find the right talent also.
Right. And I think that's part of the problem is that, I always fall back. One of my favorite shows as a kid was a Carol Burnett show. It was a balance between comedy and, they would have some, talent on there occasionally, but a core of it was talent. And they had a core group of hysterically funny people. And it was sketch comedy. So now, does sketch comedy play now on TV? Really kind of not.
No, it's not.
Even, what do they have? You have Saturday Night Live. I mean, really, where else do you have sketch comedy?
You had Mad TV and that went away.
Right, went away.
And I mean, that was stupid comedy.
Right.
But SNL is political comedy, and changes with underwear. It just goes back. But then you go back, even Lily Tomlin, you laugh in, and you talk about those types of things. I mean,
SCTV, which probably nobody.
And then the Muppet Show. No, seriously, but you had talk about variety and bringing different. It's a different step out of talk TV.
I got one I know Joey G was watching, American Bandstand.
Oh,
you got it. It's the '60s, American Bandstand,
and then of course the Joey G show, where everybody was making memories. it's just amazing how TV has changed. But I think there's a market for it, and they've in the summertime you see where they play with it.
Yeah, somebody tries to do maybe a little short season, to see if they can capture something. And
Ellen's big game show.
I do watch that,
and that's a mix of everything.
And that, that is fun.
I just want to see her push the button.
Yeah. She gets more kick out of it than.
But somebody like her, somebody like Wayne Brady, they can do those things, and they try to bring that within their show.
Yeah,
I think, and you talk about late night TV. Jimmy Fallon probably has the most success with doing different things.
Right. Yeah. But again, it's kind of especially now. The show is hysterical now.
Yeah. Anyway, we could
go on and on about TV.
But you know what? Maybe listen, we'll get picked up and we'll become God knows.
One day they'll be talking about us.
Right. Ratings
Who would have thought of ratings bonanza?
2 hacks in a bowling alley, live every day, talking about everything and anything, and introducing special guests and celebrities and no celebrities. And
right. And sometimes it's the show about nothing.
It is. Hey, so we're taking off tomorrow. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. We are taking a break. So you'll miss us. We're going to show. There's going to be something up to watch tomorrow here on Facebook. So don't miss it. But it won't be us live here from Inside Rabs. So enjoy a little break from us, and we'll be back here on Tuesday. We've got. But
you know what? It's a good opportunity. Watch one of your favorites.
Yeah, go back and watch. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we've had
slew.
We went through the list. Come on, Jason Belmonte. Watch him again. He was great. Bob Learn, Amleto. Oh, the list is endless. Wendy McPherson. I don't know. Let me go through my list.
Stephanie Nation.
Tanya
Nation.
Rumapur. Dr. Dean. We had Dasha Kovalova.
We've had them all. Rob Hart. So not just bowling, it's a little bit.
We've had everything. Joe Laverty. And how could I forget what I'm going to be watching tomorrow? Is Nelson Figueroa. That was our longest show yet. Chuck Gardner was here. Come on.
Chuck Gardner. We've had some great shows. So take the opportunity, and as I say, go back and watch something. Yeah. If you need your dose of Nazareth and Frank tomorrow, without a doubt.
If not, then take a nice break and enjoy the day without us. Our feelings won't be hurt.
A day with no hacks.
No hacks. It's a hack-free day.
Oh, hey! So we got a great week lined up for you. Some special guests, and of course, it's filled with food and bowling. Our community, so we're certainly looking forward.
Yeah.
We're here until further notice every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. We have to say Eastern.
Yeah. Now, this is what happens when you spread out across the world now.
Worldwide. I mean, and we're looking forward to some new guests. And if there's somebody that you want us to reach out to, by all means, let us know.
Let us know.
To invite them on the show.
Maybe you have some connections.
And if it's you that wants to come on the show, we'll vet you first. You have to see our agent, our booking agent, and we don't pay. Just remember that we don't pay. We just fill your time with something to do while we're all cooped up in the house. So I hope you've enjoyed us. Continue to like and share.
Yes.
Hey, Naz,
subscribe.
Yeah, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Staten Island lost a dear friend this past week, Dominic Brancato of
what a wonderful man.
Oh, a wonderful man.
He was a true, kind spirit. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but he really truly was.
No, he was. I mean, a gentle giant. He ran the New York Center for Interpersonal Development for quite some time, and he's a fellow member of our North Shore Rotary Club. Was going to serve as a future president. Somebody who I will tell you, and I was talking with his wife the other night. I said, that little Jiminy Cricket, there are certain things that he would always say and would push you. And I remember when Christine invited me to join the Rotary Club along with Ray at the time, he made a point to always sit with new members, and always a welcoming wealth of knowledge, great information, inspiration. And he was the reason, he was a big part of the reason why we started this new Rotaract Club to help build the next generation of future
Yeah.
leaders in our community and Rotary, and he is certainly going to be missed. And so, and what Dom would say, make talk work.
Yeah.
So always thinking about you and thinking about your family during
Yeah.
this time. So
What
I'd
a
be
loss.
remiss if I didn't share that. So
What
anyway,
a loss.
we will see you Tuesday. Wash your hands.
Please don't touch your face. Really, try not to. But if
Don't
you have
touch your
to,
face.
just make the freshly washed.
It's so hard not to touch your face.
Right. If not, don't touch.
Stay healthy, stay safe.
Yes.
And before you know it, we won't be on the air every day, but we'll be here in some
There'll
fashion.
actually be bowling going on here.
There's going to be bowling happening right here on lane
which
33.
is what should be happening.
Whether you're a lane apart or not, there's hopefully some
Yeah.
bowling. Before you know it, we'll be back at it, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you Tuesday.
Happy Memorial
Yes.
Day. That was awesome.